work. I can't do this alone, so I need you.
Why are you talking like you be doing something alone?
You be taking multiple vacations throughout the year. When you're not here, it disrupts the flow.
You leave for months. If I leave a weekend here, a weekend there, but you leave for months, you don't think the flow is disrupted when you're gone for months?
Okay, whatever. When I'm going because I have to work. Why are you going to Miami?
Hang out.
By now, you guys know that Kandi Burruss has indicated that she has filed for divorce against her husband, Todd Tucker. But one thing that I'm learning after doing research is Todd not only was disrespected over and over again by Kandi's mother even disrespected his mother and then Todd's deceased father by saying that Todd's father was a pimp to his mama, okay? Not only was he disrespected by Kandi's mother, Momma Joyce, repeatedly, Kandi also assisted in emasculating her own husband and making him feel as if he is not even a man. So we're going to get into it, and we're just going to get into just how Kandi sabotaged her own marriage.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Don't do things to make me the problem.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to do so much. And I know he wants his dreams to come true as well, but I don't know how to make it all work.
I don't ever want to see you end up in divorce court like me. So my sisterly advice, you've got to find a way to make time for your husband.
Yeah.
Sometime you have to listen to your girlfriend. Kenya, who has already been through a divorce, told Kandi, I do not want to see you in divorce court. You must start making time for your husband. If you all recall, there was situation after situation where Todd basically told Kandi that she was away for a long amount of time, which is totally understandable. Now, in this clip, you see Kandi saying that Todd wants to, just like all of the clips I played in my previous video, Todd wanted to be able to do film or whatever it was, whatever he chose to do, he wanted to do it. And it looks like based on the schedule that was set up, maybe it was only allowable, for Kandi to be able to go for such a long amount of time because, of course, Todd kept their children. But imagine not being able to work. Now, I know caring for your children is a blessing, but some people want to work. And if you want to work or if you don't want to work, it is your right. So in this video, Kandi is saying, basically, she doesn't know how Todd can actually bring his dreams into fruition. Now, let's get this straight. What we did learn is that Todd is a film producer. So it's not like he has to go apply for a job. He is pretty much launching his own business and he wants to create these films. But it seems like the reason that he's not able to is because the schedule that they set up only allows for Kandi.
I don't think I'm going to be able to go on a tour. There's a lot I really need to do. I need to accomplish.
What you really need to do?
You figure 30 cities, that's going to take me away for 2.5 months, pretty much.
So, what are you going to be doing that you can't do out on the road?
Well, I got the team together. I got my own office now. And we're just kind of getting ramped up on this movie, and I don't want to slow down.
See, I knew you and this dang on getting your own office BS was gonna try to separate us and put space in between us. I know you was gonna do this.
It's not putting space in between us.
Any other time, you would be like, oh, okay, well, I can do it by phone. I can talk to the team by phone. I can do my Zooms. I can do this. And now all of a sudden, because you got a new office space, you can't go with me.
It has nothing to do with the office space. It's more so, I couldn't do the other movie because you're not available, the one that you're in. So I had to create something that you weren't in so I can continue to do stuff. I'm like, I don't want to just be sitting around and I got everybody at the office all amped up to work, and then I don't want to kind of, I gotta go with my wife on tour, so we gonna shut down.
See, that's the problem. When you got a couple that's been together, we always be together 10 years straight. We do everything together. We work together. Now you want to get separate office spaces. Now you got new people coming around.
But the thing is this.
Mark my words. No.
Say your words. I'm gonna mark them. No.
Guys, you trying to be separate and all that. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
If I go with you on tour, you doing what you want to do. You're on stage. I'm not on stage with you. It's not us doing it together. It's me trying to just go in to support you, to be that comfort for you. But I got to get some stuff accomplished too. You think I don't want to go with you? I like laying up. I like being in the back of the tour bus with my R&B chick.
Okay, Todd. You say so.
So you get me? We cool?
Whatever. Don't sound like I got a choice.
Now, in this previous video that you guys just watched, Kandi wanted Todd to go on tour with her, which he, expressed liking to go with her, but this time thought that his time would be best suited if he handled some business with the film that he wants to produce. And then he speaks on having staff, and he just doesn't want them sitting around doing anything and having to tell his staff, hey, we're going to just have to halt everything because my wife is going on tour, which is very understandable. Now, if you pay attention to Kandi's demeanor, she doesn't care that he has things that he wants to work on. She only cares about him supporting her, which is really odd because a lot of times, especially when it comes to men, their profession really affects their overall self-esteem. So the fact that Todd is supporting Kandi on every endeavor and not being able to do anything without Kandi would definitely play a part pretty much in his self-esteem. I thought he explained himself absolutely great. I think he held it together. He was really good in, communicating. And Kandi just walked off. Now, when I say she sabotaged her own marriage, these are the behaviors that I'm talking about, because he is communicating effectively to her about some of his own desires. But yet, she only seems to be concerned with the things that she have going on.
Everything else we've done together.
Right. Which I thought we was always doing stuff together, and then you tried to cut me out.
I create a lot of things that I don't care that I don't get credit for.
Okay.
Anything I create, Kandi, da-da-da-da.
So you
want...
I do not really some weird words.
But that's the way it feels.
Now, in this conversation, what Todd is explaining to Kandi is whenever he creates whatever he's creating, she gets credit, he doesn't get credit. And it seems like he's just bringing this to her attention because it seems like the man wants to be able to do some things on his own, which I feel like every man should be doing. But it seems like, he was supporting his wife, and now there's some things that he wants to do on his own. If you guys recall, they had the restaurants. Now those restaurants are not open. But for some reason, Kandi takes it as resentment, but he's actually speaking up to say he wants to do some things on his own. He said that there were things that he's done before that he didn't get credit. I don't see it much as resentment other than him reminding her to say, hey, no, I did those things. I didn't get credit. It's okay. But do you guys see how she has selective hearing? And have you ever, I don't know the name for this person, but people that only hear what they want to hear, and it doesn't matter what you say, they will never hear you. Kandi is slowly morphing into her mother, because it seems like from what we would see on television, she was very different from her mom. And she's really morphing into her mother, because I don't understand why she can't seem to hear him other than she simply may not want to.
Todd definitely seems resentful towards me.
I've given my energy to everything that you do.
Even when we do things together, people don't recognize his talents.
Kandi says even when Todd does these projects, he does not get recognized for the work that he does. Now, she is his wife. You know that your husband does not get recognition for work that he does, so potentially you may get the recognition because you are the bigger name. But the issue here is, you know that these things are happening, but yet he's still trying to step out and do some things out of your shadow, so just maybe he can get credit for his own work. And you find that to be a problem.
Video I made about how Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker will divorce. I called it a week ago that Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker are going to divorce. Why would I say that? Because Kandi Burruss goes out of her way to constantly belittle her husband. And then when other people belittle her husband, she doesn't check them, right? And when her mother belittled her husband, she didn't check her. You want to know why? Because she feels like her husband isn't good enough and that she should run the household. Because that's what happens very often when you're in a relationship with a woman that makes far more money than you. You know what happens? She feels like you are an underling, a little boy beneath her. I'm sorry, it's true. You remember that conversation that Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker had? And mind you, I don't even watch their show. I don't even know what show they have. I just seen clips that were sent to me, right? Todd Tucker said to Kandi, hey, yo, I need some space, right? Because you're always around me and I'm always around you. And you get to be around your friends, but I'm rarely around my friends. When that conversation started, the first thing that should have happened is, number one, the live stream should have ended. It should have ended, number one. Number two, Kandi Burruss should have said, hey, all my friends that are in the room, can you get out real quick? We need to have this discussion, right? Number three, if her friends respected Todd Tucker, they would have got out on their own, but they didn't. You want to know why? Because they don't respect him. So of course their marriage ended. No man should feel like a little boy around his woman. And no man should feel like his word means nothing in his household. Never, never. Some people are just supposed to be alone. And Kandi Burruss, you belittling your ex-husband like that, you know what? You're supposed to be alone, right? Todd Tucker, you not standing up for yourself. You had to take 10 years to get to this point. Guess what? You should be alone too. You're not strong enough. You are not assertive enough to go out there and put a woman in her place when she belittles you. Because sometimes you have to put a woman in her place. You have to sometimes. Sometimes you have to put a man in a place. You have to put people in their place sometimes. You got to remind them, yo, this is who you're dealing with. But it seems like he's just not built that way.
Men, even in divorce, I don't think it's right when men be trying to take half of the women. I don't think it's cool. Like, I feel like a man should always be a man and be able to handle his own or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So,
So if you gained your money while the man was with you and he nurtured you, he helped you, he gave you ideas, he was a part of that that progression, you don't think he should get anything? You did it all.
What is he? Nobody said she did it all.
Well, no. I'm just saying, you with your husband right now, right? Mm-hmm. So say he's like, you should do this, you should do that. Let's work on this. Like he's setting you up. He's organizing you. He's getting your shit right.
You saying like a Wendy Williams situation?
Oh, I don't really know that thing, but I'm just saying that he helps you blow up.
Well, I'm saying because he was like her manager, right?
No, I'm just saying someone who like really influences, who's really there, who really helps the brand get to where it needs. So now you blew up. You wasn't blown up. Now you blew up.
Okay, I like how Steve Harvey say he is now with his wife.
Like they added value to the situation, basically.
Yeah, like when I met you, you was maybe making a couple of $100,000. Now you're making fucking $4 million a year, and he's been contributing to your success.
Okay, in that case, if they choose to get a house together, but once again, still in marriage, I would not do it if I was not married to the person, because that's what we're saying, right? Is this the topic?
No, yeah, not if we're not married.
If we're not married, now I can understand what you're saying. If the person is adding value to the relationship, and then they build it up, and that's to me, and that's another thing. What I'm saying,
let's just equate it to us. Let's equate it to us.
I'm about to equate it to us. What I'm saying is, when you and I got together in marriage,
right,
and we made more businesses, we made more, there were more things happening.
Right.
To me, the money that was made after marriage, that's a different conversation, because we both contributed, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the money I had when I came in this thing,
but nobody's talking about. That's not even part of the conversation.
No, but it is to me, because when you're talking about going into a house or a property, because that's what our conversation is about, right? Buying properties together. It's like, if I used my money from prior to purchase it, meaning like this house, for instance, no, I didn't feel like I should.
So a man can do the same thing. He can feel the same way. No, like, that's mine from before. You get your weight up. So, do you feel that way? You don't.
You didn't put my name on the jersey, crib.
The part you're missing. Stop. Candy.
I didn't get offended.
Candy, you have to listen. Just listen.
What?
Listen for 1 second. I'm just asking you a question. If a guy has everything before the person, and he gets with them, and they talk about going to get a house, should the guy be like, well, you can't really contribute as much as I can, so we're just going to stay in the house that we have? Or should he do it? Because you said I'm old-fashioned, so it sounded like you were saying he should just do it regardless, but the female shouldn't.
Yeah,
because the guy should have to step it up. So,
let's just say,
it's okay if you got a double standard on it. It's fine.
I do have a double standard. Okay. I already said that. I'm old-fashioned in that way, that I feel like if a man wants to put his family and, step them up into a house that the wife can't afford or whatever, because, like, let's be for real, a lot of men want their wives to stop working. A lot of men want their wives to take care of home or just be there for them and cater to them, which is fine. But with that being said, you already know that you're the one that's putting in everything, and everything is dependent on your income, and your income is for both of us, not just for you.
So a female should be able to keep all of her own. That's what we feel. We feel like the female, regardless of how much she has, she should be able to keep her own, and the guy has to get his weight up.
Another very hard conversation, and if y'all was paying attention to Todd's facial demeanor, it said everything. Now, in each video that I showed you guys where they're doing this recorded conversation, Todd is saying the same thing. Will you listen? You don't listen. He's saying the same thing over and over again. Now, he gets totally disgusted when Kandi keeps bringing up the issue of money, because here's my thing. If that's going to be a huge issue, why did you marry this man? You knew when you married him. Actually, he has more money now than he had when you met him, but you knew that because he was working on the show that you were on. Now, in this next clip, the reason why I said that, Kandi really sabotaged her own marriage is because she simply didn't respect him, belittling him, the way she talks to him based on what he's saying not really feeling like he can go and hang out with people he's grown up with, but it seems like, it's okay for him to hang out with her friends. And now that I'm thinking about it, this seems like a real controlled situation, as if she feels like if he's with other people, she doesn't know what he's doing, which is really weird because you can't hold somebody and kind of keep them in this mysterious cage that's really not there, but mentally it is. You have to let him go and live his life. That is how it goes. But in this next clip, Todd talks about Kandi tracking his location. Let's get into it.
So why is there about this next spot? So why is there a big deal? Like, I'm okay.
Right before you pull up to a bitch house, trying to make it seem like you ain't doing nothing.
But you checking my location, so I'm at no chick's house. Unless the chick lives at the club, or lives at Magic City, or lives at a restaurant.
You said what?
The champagne room.
Oh my God.
I just feel like there's no reason why you should be at a club and be the last person in there. Like, there's no reason that the club should be getting shut down, lights turned on, and you still last one there all the time.
Now, let me tell y'all, this has happened. So it's a spot called Whiskey Mistress, right? I know the promoters who actually run the place. So at times we'll all be there. It's over. We'll just be there talking. Oh yeah, pour another one. We just kicking it. So it's not, and I don't do it often, but if I do it, it's just because you catching up with people. You guys have never hung out and after
you couldn't catch up for all them other 6 hours you was there?
The music is on. I'm talking about like the shit is off, they cleaning, and you just kind of.
Oh, so now you helping people clean?
No, I'm not saying I'm cleaning. Just having a conversation. Mm-hmm. And you got your tracker. Y'all didn't even know she had the tracker. Like, y'all even know that's crazy, right?
No, it ain't crazy.
You check her location
if you got a husband who like to stay out like that, man, you definitely should have a little location on his ass.
If you got a husband, period,
I don't mind you having a location, because God forbid anything happens to me, I want you to be able to find me.
Exactly. So, wait, so do y'all have each other's passcodes?
Passcodes to what? To the phone?
Yeah.
No.
We do.
Candy might have it as much as I type it in front of her.
First of all, I don't know. Why do you always be trying to act like I'm over here trying to...
I didn't say it in a bad way. I said you might as much as I've typed it in front of you. I give you my phone all the time. Like, don't act like I'll be like, wait, hold on. Let me clear this screen. You about this now.
Listen, something is not right here. Kandi, a tracker for Todd. Now, I've heard people say, they share their locations, but a tracker, something ain't right here. This is a grown-ass man. If you feel like you need to track his every move, you need to be single. This is the most absurd shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Y'all, at first, I was really hoping that they get back together, but this seems really toxic. And I did not know all of this was going on. Well, it gets even more crazy, okay? We're going to get into another clip that I found.
Sprinter. And I'm like, yo, I'm riding in here. She says she didn't hear me. That's fine. She comes over. Now, it's not like, hey, babe, let me talk to you. It's a little more aggressive, and you're not going to play me like in front of... I said to her, I was like, yo, I told you, yo, I'm getting in here. So, boom. Then I said to her, why don't you just jump in here with us?
Okay.
She was already kind of caught in that energy, so no. And she leaves out, and she goes to the other one. So then all her friends, which were females, was like, yo, please just go ride with her.
Oh, it was obvious too.
The only husband decides to hop your ass in the other car. But none of the other husbands would have never did that.
I'm not like everybody else.
Of course.
If I'm engaging,
you were being disrespectful.
That's not disrespectful.
It was disrespectful as hell.
You act like we left and went to dinner.
It doesn't matter. You didn't even have no concern or care of what was going on with me. You just hopped your ass over there.
Concern or care? You were walking ahead of us. You ahead of me. You getting in there, babe. I'm gonna get in here. I'm not thinking that's a big deal. Unless it's a big deal that I don't know about. And if there's something else that you know that I don't know, you need to communicate that. But if we're all friends, it shouldn't be a problem. Mm-hmm. Why was your energy that way though? If we're all friends?
Am I supposed to question why is your energy that way if we're out with people?
Well, I think at a certain point you explain it.
If you're feeling away, am I supposed to just say fuck how you feel and just keep on about my business?
Yeah, but the thing I think you have to understand too.
No. I think you need to start applying what you want to be, how you want to be treated, the same way to how you treat me.
I think
that's the thing that you're missing.
That's fair, but I think it's also a way that you handle it. You don't come like you the mom about to whip a nigga ass.
I did not.
You did, because that's how everybody felt. Like, yo, your mama just came. Nigga, you better go.
Because they know clearly if I'm saying to
your mama gonna whip your... No, you don't do that shit, man. Right, even with friends, if I'd have jumped in, if that vehicle would have had Don Juan in it, and just the guys, would that have been a big deal? Or is it because there were women up front?
That's
the part you gotta deal with.
If it was all guys in there, of course it wouldn't have been.
Okay, so then deal with what the real truth is. It's not about we roll together, we ride.
On top of that, it's like you did not take time to even give a fuck about how I felt. And that's the other issue here, because you do not care about other people's feelings.
That's not
and
true.
That's where I'm like,
you know what I mean? So moving forward, but the thing is too, you don't want to move on eggshells, but I'm gonna be more thoughtful of it with it if it comes up again.
That's a good husband, right?
Now, in this previous video that you guys just heard, it seemed like a bunch of mess. And it also seems like there's some huge underlying issues that nobody wants to talk about. You know, this is my first time really seeing Todd really communicating like this. I didn't know he was such a good communicator. He apologized. He said, listen, I'm going to make sure to be more aware next time. But the situation that he's explaining, it looked like they went somewhere maybe with some friends and they had maybe several, different rides. And he said to Kandi, hey, I'm going to go and get in the ride over here. And he said she just walked past them. Maybe he assumed that, okay, well, she's going to ride in that ride, which I don't think that's a big thing. You're going all back to the same place. It just seems like Kandi is really needy in that way, always needing her significant other to be right there. And maybe that's something that she should have communicated. I don't know. But it's very interesting because in another video clip, Todd said that Kandi wasn't needy in that way, but it very well does seem like that. So what Todd is explaining, he didn't think that it was a problem. He went and got in another ride, and then it created a situation. Kandi is upset because she's saying he did not recognize her feelings. And I'm just like, listen, I don't know where the feelings would even come from, because we had a good time. We're just getting in the ride. We're going back to our location. I just don't understand myself. So I'm a little bit lost. But based on all of these videos and stuff that I'm seeing now, I don't anticipate them getting back together. I think that they had a lot of issues that they allowed to just progress. And then if you watch these videos, in all honesty, it looks like Todd is really trying to communicate, but Kandi doesn't seem like she sees it any other way but her way, which is a problem in a marriage, because you really have to be able to understand what the other person is saying. And she comes off with the attitude, which is generally never going to work. You know what I mean? So I don't know, it would be nice if these two got back together, but judging from what I'm seeing, I just don't see it. And then we have to, talk about how Kandi's mother has said so many nasty things about Todd and his mother and his father. And all of these things were pretty much allowed to happen, and nothing really happened. Nothing was really said. And now we have Kandi pretty much being a little Momma Joyce. So I just feel like she sabotaged her own marriage. And unfortunately, she probably won't figure it out until it's too late, because every single relationship has its problems. You just have to pick what you would prefer to deal with. But the GPS tracking and all of that, no other man is going to put up with this. So it will be interesting to see how this is going to go. We'll just follow it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that as well.